Welcome to my BFBF and Never Split prediction. The 200,000th one. Here's what's gonna happen. Loser and Spongy are now eliminated. Two never shows up. And lastly, but certainly not leastly, the teams are gonna still be the same. And we're gonna do two per person now. So two teams are up for elimination. One of them gets out per team. Here we go. Okay, so here's the thing. I will probably go with the larger teams. I'm just gonna say that for challenge 16, Free Food and the losers are up for elimination. Oh no. So I'm gonna think about this logically. I remember back in the BFB 13 days when the KK was generated due to that loser in argument. So I'm just gonna assume that she'll probably get eliminated out of everyone. Meanwhile, at Free Food, this one's gonna be kind of hard. Foldy, I assume, because that Avenging thing was stupid, and I think everyone agrees with me. So yeah, they're up for elimination because we're still doing vote to eliminate, assuming what happens. Challenge 17. You know what would be funny? Death Pact, and Darla are up for elimination. This one's gonna be difficult, but seeing the votes for vote to eliminate last time, Lollipop is probably gonna be out. For the Death Pact, Pie, and now Pie is eliminated. The exit's gonna be extremely weird. I assume that the exit is full now, so every other contestant will probably get eliminated to the BRB like they were in post-split. So, next up for elimination. You know what would be funny? It would be extremely funny if the losers went up for elimination again with a better name than that. That would be kind of funny, you gotta admit. That would be super funny. That's what I'm doing. For the losers this time, okay, I am going to assume Egg is probably the most bland out of all of them. I am not apologizing a person on YouTube. You are eliminated. For Death Pact, I assume that the person who doesn't do much will be the one who goes. And I assume that will be Pillow. Yes, a point. I am rubbing salt in the wound. Screw you. Okay, that's a joke. I'm sorry. I actually really like a point. I mean this all as a joke. Okay, so now we got all these people. Hey, you know what would be even funnier? This would be extremely funny. Hear me out. Black gets eliminated again, along with Free Food. Now for Black, Saul 8 is really got annoying. Will probably get really annoying by that point. So yeah. Anyways, for Free Food, conflicting opinions. I'm just gonna assume that the most boring character would get out at this point. That was honestly really boring. I'm gonna be 100% honest. So up for elimination, they go. Whoa, the cast is really diminishing down at this point. Better than in Alliance. They have escaped the chopping block for too long. So, I'm seeing the votes last time. Snowball's probably going to get out. And because I assume in this timeline, Grassy and Snowball were never friends. So the Grassy vote army is going to get screwed over again. Anyways, for the other team, I'm gonna do the losers again. Yes, all of this loser hate was just so that way I can equalize the teams into 5s. I assume Clock is probably the most boring out of all of them at this point, so eliminated they go. This is gonna be complicated. This is the moment where the better name than that gets too cocky, and yet somehow, some way, they get up for elimination twice. So here's my assumption. The most boring character. Sadly, I feel like people would vote out Golfball because she's too bossy, and Blocky would definitely be really close to it, especially in a vote to eliminate form. So, here we are. This is the BFV prediction so far. Anyways, the characters that are still here are Racist, Rise, Marker, Puffball, Yellow Facebook, Gaiety, Taco, Ice Cube, Trio Drop, Bubble, Fanny, Flower, Ruby, Lightning, Coiny, Fiery, Leafy, Needle, Pin, Black Hole, Bottled, Pen and Tree, Romo, Balloony, and Cloudy, and Nickel, and Rocky, and Woody, and Barfbag, and Pommy, Gelatin, and the Hilly, and Donut, and a basketball, and Grassy, and finally, for the last 3, there's a Robot, Flowery, and then finally there's a TV, and Rhyme Raft is a TV. Well, that's all for now. See you at the next part of the prediction.